Hi, and welcome back to my channel, The Feminine Heart Show with Jess. So, in today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 points that will increase the deep connection with your partner. So, are you ready? So, the first point is respect. Now, of course, respect is important in any relationship, and if you don't respect your partner, you won't be able to create a deep connection with your partner. So I'm going to share a personal story with you to help you understand this better. So when I started the relationship with my boyfriend, I had no idea about relationships. I was new to it, and for my boyfriend, having space, personal space, is very important. I think it's true for any man, having personal space. So I did not know that back then. So whenever he would take time for himself, I would panic. I had to call him, I'll try to reach out to him. And because of that, he felt disrespected because I was not trying to understand his basic need, and I was not respecting his need for alone time, his need for space. Because of that, he started to distance himself more from me, and slowly the connection between us started to fade. How do you make your partner feel more respected? You can start by listening to him or her more, and directly ask. If you don't know what would make your partner feel more respected, directly ask and then behave accordingly. Now let's dive into the next topic, that is understanding. So unless you understand your partner, you won't be able to communicate properly. You might think that everything is right when nothing is right, and vice versa can also happen. So I'm going to share another personal story with you. Today is full of personal stories, I think. So again, in the beginning of the relationship, when I did not know my boyfriend well back then, so back then I had no idea what does he like to do, what does he enjoy doing. For example, he loved spending time with his friends, so I did not understand that, and because of that, again, I'd complain whenever suppose one day he is spending more time with his friends than with me, so I would complain about that. So obviously, because of that, he started feeling not understood by me, and slowly he started pulling away. So there you go, you really have to understand your partner. Again, how to start understanding your partner? If you don't know your partner for long, simply go ahead and talk to your partner, ask and communicate. Get to know your partner, go out with your partner, get to know their childhood stories if they're comfortable sharing that. Okay, so the more time you spend with somebody, the better you get to know that person. And also, one more thing to note here is that, let's say you are married, does not mean that you understand your partner completely, because physical closeness is not always equivalent to intimacy. Intimacy takes work, it takes effort. You have to invest, you have to consciously make the effort to know what makes your partner happy, what are your partner's likes and dislikes, what is going through your partner's minds. So that is very important. Okay, so now it's the third point. So the next point is forgiveness. So I am sure you've heard about this everywhere because it's a big one out there, and I know that it's better said than done, because trust me, I have had really hard times forgiving my own partner and even forgiving myself in some cases. So, but why is forgiveness so important? Because when you don't forgive your partner, for whatever reason it could be, you hold this kind of resentment, hatred, judgment against your partner. And if you have noticed it, you would be aware that when you are holding some kind of negative idea about somebody, you will start seeing that person from negative perspective, and that just diminishes that connection that you have built over time. And you also have to understand something, that nobody is perfect. Nobody in this fucking world is perfect. So people can go wrong, and I'm sure people will go wrong. Your partner will make mistakes, but at the end of the day, you will have to forgive your partner, because that's what love is. It's about forgiveness, and forgiveness should come from you loving yourself, because when you're holding some kind of hatred and bad feelings against somebody, you are essentially harming yourself, because your mind is more stressed then. So that's why if you love yourself, you will have to learn to let go and forgive people for your own well-being. Okay. So what is the next point? So the next point is trust. Okay, but before I start talking about that, if you are liking this content so far, please go ahead and hit that like button, and also go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more such informative videos, if you are finding this informative, of course. So let's start with trust. So in this day and age, distrust has become an epidemic. It's everywhere. People find it hard to trust because of all the pain and wounds they have had from their past relationships. But at the end of the day, if you don't trust somebody, you are essentially keeping a part of yourself from that person. So in my last video, I talked about open heart, and if you have not checked my last video, please go ahead and check it. I'll link it down in the description box. You can go ahead and check it, because there I talked about another 5 points to develop deep connection. So yes, coming back to the topic. So when you're keeping your heart closed from somebody, obviously you would not be able to have a deep connection. So now, how do you trust somebody after you have gone through so much of pain, so much of wounding in the past? Well, you see, it has to start with yourself. You have to start healing yourself. Okay, and once you heal yourself, once you heal those old wounds, you will know that nothing can hurt you anymore. Nothing. You are invincible. You will feel stronger, because girl or boy, whoever is watching this, at the end of the day, if you can take care of yourself through all the highs and lows of life, you just become invincible, because you're not scared of anything, because nothing can tear you down. Okay, so just know that. So if you have trust issues, fret not, take your time. Okay, I'm gonna talk about how to heal yourself in some coming videos, but for now just know that once you start healing those wounds that you're carrying, you will find it much more easier to trust people. And once you start trusting, it might take some time, yes, but once you start letting go of those wounds, healing those wounds, it's a wonderful feeling, trust me. So trust is an important factor. So what's the final point of the day? So the last and the final point is no judgment or criticism. So many of you will tell me that I don't give a fuck if someone judges me. Well, that's great for you. I mean, I'm really proud of you in that case. But I know a lot of people, especially sensitive people, who are very deeply affected when they get judged or criticized. And excuse me. And when they get judged, they just close themselves up. They no longer feel safe to open up and talk and connect with their partner. So it's important to be conscious about how your partner is feeling. If you're ever judging or criticizing your partner, how your partner is taking it. And some people can take it, some people can't. But at the end of the day, you have to realize something, that is, criticism is a passive form of controlling behavior. Because when you criticize somebody, when somebody is doing something that is not as per your ideals, then you criticize somebody. So if you look at it that way, then you'll find out that criticism or judgment is a form of controlling. And when do we want to control somebody? When deep inside we feel insecure, we feel that we cannot satisfy ourselves, and the world has to be a certain way for us to feel good, for us to be satisfied. So that again is not a very good feeling. That again is not a good place to be. So that's why you have to be aware of when you are being judgmental or criticizing. Be very aware of it, because it's so deeply ingrained in us that sometimes we don't even understand when we are doing it. Yeah, those were the 5 points. So I hope you enjoyed this video, because I loved making this video. I love talking about these subjects. I mean, talking about relationships make me so damn happy. So let me know what you felt in the comment section below, and see you in my next video. But before you go, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Bye for now. See you in my next video.